Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we have a really cool conversation for you guys. We're here to talk about 5 survivors who were underused and 5 survivors that overstayed their welcome in the TV series.
Yeah, guys, so this is off an article from ScreenRant, so this is in no particular order. We found this is a cool article that we love to discuss these kind of things, because these are things that we don't think about. And guys, I just wanted to mention that this will have comic book spoilers in this. So this will contain information for anybody who's currently reading the comics or has started up reading the comics. This will have some spoilers in it.
And television as well, if you're not caught up on obviously the television series.
Yeah, so guys, if you don't want to listen to this or you don't want to hear it because you want to, not be spoiled, just, go check out another one of our videos. And when you do get caught up, put this in your safe for later and check this out. Yeah. So, like we said, no particular order. We just want to go through these, give our opinion on some of these, and we love kind of articles like this. ScreenRant does a really good job, and let's start this off.
Let's do it. First one is, and again, no particular order here. We're just talking. Rosita overstayed her welcome. Now, why? Like, there's no rhyme or reason as to why or why not here. ScreenRant has it listed as she outlasted her comic book counterpart.
Well, these are just some notes that I made, but
Jarrell says that she outlasted her comic book counterpart.
Well, that's not why she overstayed her welcome, but from the article, they were basically saying that after Abraham died, her character hasn't really done much. We haven't seen her character as often. All she is, we've seen her having a love triangle between Father Gabriel and Sadiq, and she's got a kid now. And she really hasn't done much as to why this, writer of the article has said that Rosita's overstayed her welcome. My note was that, yes, she has outlasted her comic book counterpart. Rosita was killed during the Alpha Pikes. But I don't know. I would kind of have to disagree a little bit. I love Rosita. I just don't think they found the right story for her with everything that's going on right now.
I think she's underused as well, and here's why. Like in the show, we are introduced to her with Abraham and Eugene, and yes, there's that Eugene and Abraham and Rosita dynamic. Like Eugene's always had a thing for her, but we haven't really gotten too much, like a huge story arc with her, right?
No, we haven't. We really haven't. I mean, there was a lot, of course, when Eugene and Abraham and they were all traveling and they were with the group and stuff, but that was seasons ago. But lately, yeah, she hasn't had a story, but I don't think she's overstayed her welcome. Oh yeah, that's one thing they should do. I mean, if they do an Abraham spin-off, they should throw Rosita in that too.
Yeah, why not?
A little bit, of how they actually met. I think that would be awesome. So, overstayed her welcome? No, I'll have to disagree with that.
Yep.
So,
number 9, Sophia, underused.
Yes, but to a certain extent, guys. So this is spoiler information for Sophia. She, a major departure from the comics, Sophia survived the entire Walking Dead comic books. It was actually Carol who died, and it was Glenn and Maggie actually adopted Sophia. And later on, Sophia marries Carl Grimes and has a daughter. And
that's big, right?
It's huge.
That is very huge.
It's huge.
Yeah. And I mean, she's used to end the story.
Yeah.
It is very huge. The storylines that could have been with Sophia, just outside of marrying Carl Grimes at the end, like there were little stories.
There were
throughout the whole series with Sophia, right?
And Carl, mixed all over
the jealousy of Carl and Lydia is one prime example.
Yeah, that was big.
So yeah, I mean, definitely underused. But I will say this, I did like the whole her being in the barn and being zombified the whole time.
Yeah,
that was a shock value there.
Yeah, the actress was actually doing the Talk to Me with Skybound, and she actually said she was surprised that she got killed off in season 2 because she read ahead in the comics at that time and knew that she was still alive way past this event in the farm, and she had a great time doing it, and she said she loved how her character did die and did that death scene. She did enjoy doing that, but I think they could have done a lot more. Now, of course, with them, with Chandler Riggs leaving and Carl leaving, that would have been a major change to that story.
Yeah, I mean, they've messed up so much from Carl being killed off.
It would have been crazy. So, The next one, and I kind of have to agree with this one, Beth overstayed her welcome. Now, Beth is a character that was made for the show. Maggie does not have a sister named Beth in the comics. She did have a couple sisters, but not Beth. But to be honest, you know, I like the actress. I liked the character, but after the farm, and then she just had that kind of episode with Daryl. I did not like her death scene. I didn't like the hospital. I didn't like the whole
hospital arc.
I like seeing Noah, but I just didn't like that with her.
Yeah.
At all. It just didn't make sense to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that this was a character that if we had lost her in the farm, in the fire and everything, and the destruction of the farm, then, yeah, I don't think we would have meant, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the writer of the article said Beth was a nice character, but it seemed even her own sister Maggie forgot about her. Talking about Maggie was more desperate to find Glenn and rarely mentioning Beth.
Man, isn't that true?
It is very true.
Very true. I think the only person towards the end that was affected by Beth, well, look, Maggie was affected by her sister dying, but I'm talking about Beth disappearing.
Oh, it
was Daryl.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Daryl was, I wouldn't say more affected. Well, I wouldn't say more affected by Beth's death than Maggie, but you see it more with Daryl than with Maggie.
I don't know, man. She broke down.
Well, yeah, that scene was intense, but I'm talking after that.
Gotcha.
Because I think everybody who dies close to Daryl, he takes that with him, and you see that after the fact.
Yeah.
Maggie, it was kind of like, okay, she forgot about it. I'll let her go for now, and we'll move on. But yeah, it was. I like Beth, but yeah, it wasn't much there.
Yeah, agreed. So, number 7, Andrea, Underused.
Yes. Huge.
This one's huge.
And we've mentioned it numerous times.
We have. There are a lot of people out there that actually didn't like Andrea, the actress that played Andrea.
Oh, I did.
A lot of people thought that she was annoying, but
it was the character that they created.
The character that they have, Andrea, in the source material was just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It was.
And I just don't think they did justice to her in the TV show.
No, guys, so Andrea is a major character in the comic book. She is actually the one that romances with Rick Grimes and not Michonne in the comics, who of course changed for the show. And instead, they change Andrea to go buddy up and be a romantic with the governor of all freaking people, and Shane. And then by the time that she realizes that she made the wrong choice, she gets bit and she has to kill herself. And it's just, it sucked. I hated it.
It sucked. It was.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love Michonne and Rick together. I wouldn't have minded if they would have changed that from the comics and not have Andrea with Rick. But to keep Andrea and have, because Andrea in the comics was a fighter. I mean, she was badass. Even through the Whisperer arc. Badass.
That whole tower moment with Michonne falling off of the tower and getting beat up, that was Andrea's moment.
Yeah.
And you knew, though, when she hooked up with Shane...
It was over.
It was over. There was no way that she was going to go to Rick after hooking up with Shane, because guess who else hooked up with Shane? Rick's wife.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think in the TV show they were even routing Andrea.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That moment sealed the deal that, look, if you had any hope of Andrea and you were a comic book fan going to Rick, nope. That sealed the deal right there.
Exactly. So the next one, guys, I'm not sure about Josh, but I think we're on the same page that we absolutely disagree with this.
Absolutely.
I do, 100%.
100%.
So they have Magna on here, overstayed her welcome. Now, she's, of course, still on the show, and we've seen a lot of change through Magna. Yes, she is a very protective person. She is not trusting. We saw some bad acts from her, stealing the food.
Yeah.
Daryl was like, what the hell are you doing? Why can't you trust us? And then by the end, most people, I'm not sure if they were really happy to see Magna coming out of the cave instead of Connie. I'm sure a lot of people were like, I don't want to see Magna. I want to see Connie. We were kind of like that too, but I think it's way too early to discount Magna right now. There's a lot of story for her.
Agreed. And she wasn't really used that much in the source material. So
no,
we could technically say that she overstayed, if you want to go that argument.
Right.
But I just think that the character itself on the show, we could have a lot more storylines with her.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't think she's overstayed at this point. We'll have to see where her story goes coming up next season.
Yep.
And in the future.
Yep. Now, next one is a big one, guys. Huge. And that is Jesus. definitely underused.
Yes, guys. In the show, he is Paul Jesus Rovia, and in the comic books, he is Paul Jesus Monroe. Very interesting name change there. I don't know why they did that.
Why?
I don't know. But guys, majorly underused. Even the actor said that's one of the reasons why he left is because they're not using me.
Yeah, he honestly thought that, look, there's so much more you can do with my character, and if you're not going to do it, then write me off.
Yeah. I mean, we never got to see him have a love interest, which he actually becomes a love interest for Aaron in the comics. You never got to see him be a true leader in the community, which he was in the comics. And in the show, we never got to see him reunite with Maggie and actually help fight the Whisperers. You know, I think that would have been awesome for Jesus to do.
I mean, he was very close to Rick too, and you see that in the source material where he is almost like Rick's bodyguard. He helps Rick, he protects Rick.
Yeah.
And I mean, do we have to say the last? Should we say the last part?
Yeah. So another spoiler here, you guys. We've already mentioned this at the beginning, but we want to give another spoiler for you guys. Yeah, you can go ahead if you want to say it.
He ends up taking out Beta and the rest of the Whisperers single-handedly.
Well, him and Aaron.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron did much.
Aaron actually did save. Beta was about to kill Jesus, and Aaron shot him. But they were fighting together. Yeah. But it was awesome. And Jesus survives the entire comic book series.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean,
that's unfortunate because I think Thomas Paine is his name.
Yeah,
the actor.
Tom Paine. Yeah.
Actually got to meet him at a con.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
awesome guy, just the sweetest actor. He's an amazing actor, and I think they could have done so much more.
Oh, they could have done so much more. It would have been so good. So mad about that. The next one, they have Tara was overstayed her welcome, and basically Tara was on the wrong side. She was on the governor's side for quite some time, and then realized she chose the wrong side when she saw what the governor did at the prison, executing Earl. And from the article, she said that the writer says that the one major storyline she had was she discovered Oceanside, and after that was really not much.
Did you say Earl? Herschel.
Did I say Herschel? Did I say Earl?
You said Earl.
Sorry, I meant Herschel. I thought I said Herschel. So many characters to think of, but
no, it's okay.
But yeah, the writer says after she discovered Oceanside, there really wasn't much to her character. I mean, there was little bits and pieces here and there. I didn't have a problem with Tara, honestly. I liked her.
I did too.
I think they could have done more with her.
Definitely didn't have a problem with her, but I do agree with this. I think that it was maybe time for her to go. But yeah.
Towards the end, you could tell like she wasn't getting much. She was getting bits and pieces here and there, but it was like when you saw her on the pike, you were kind of like, okay,
yeah,
I get it. Yeah, I get it. Unfortunately, but yeah. So hit up the next one.
Do you agree with this? So Merle, underused.
No.
I don't agree with this at all.
I don't.
think that he was overused.
He was probably overused.
Yeah, I think the minute he came back. Now, I did like that he had a little bit of a redemption arc towards the end, where he started to realize, like, these are good people.
Yeah.
But you saw very small evidence of that.
Very small. I mean, right when you met Merle, you didn't like him. He was, Daryl barely even liked talking to him anymore. He helped kidnap Maggie and Glenn for the governor, and he was brutal. In some of the scenes, like one of the scenes I liked, but it was also annoying, was the flashback scene with Daryl. He was just really annoying.
Flashback scene. You mean the
after Merle died and Daryl was kind of trying to climb up that ravine.
So he didn't die because that was during the farm. So he had gotten away with the farm. You talking about when he was struggling getting up and Merle was taunting him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just his mind. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
That's right. He didn't die.
Hallucinations.
Yeah. He's hallucinating. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean,
they wouldn't have needed to do more with him, honestly.
It did add value to when he died, and
for Daryl
saw him, like that was an emotional scene. That was crazy.
You saw that even though Merle was this vicious, nasty man, it was his brother.
Yeah,
you saw the brotherly love that he understood that, and like you said, Merle was kind of understanding towards the end, like what the hell's going, what am I doing, what the hell's going on. I think at that time
he fight with Michonne. He went with Michonne. It's been so long since I've watched it, but yeah, I mean, overused.
Yeah. The next one, for me, I'm gonna have to disagree. Gregory, Overstayed is Welcome. For me, his story was 100% exactly how it went down in the comics, and I actually enjoyed it. Yes, he was annoying. He was annoying in the comics as well. But I love the actor. I love what they did with him, and I think it was actually perfect. I don't think he overstayed, unless you're thinking maybe they dragged it on too long and they should have killed him earlier.
No.
A little bit. I think it was perfect.
I think they did it absolutely right.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more, 100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, yeah, Gregory was a very annoying character, but it helped basically progress Maggie's story and her strength as a leader as to why we had to, you could say, wait. For some of you might have said we waited too long for him to die, but I think it was perfect.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
The last one. What do you think?
I agree with this one. Simon, Underused.
Oh, yeah.
100%. There was so much viciousness about him. And that made him an intriguing character.
Yeah.
You know, how vicious he was. You could make an argument he was worse than Negan.
We did a video on this.
Yes,
who's the better villain, Negan or Simon?
I think we walked away with saying Simon was, simply because he was unpredictable. He had
no rules.
Cold-hearted and just, absolutely no rules. Like, if you didn't like it, or if you didn't do what he told you, you were annihilated.
Yeah.
Not killed, not one person killed and the rest survived, annihilated.
Oceanside, the Heapsters, they'll wipe you out.
Yeah.
It's insane. Now, there is a comparison to the comics. There's a character named John in the comics who, after the Whisperer War and everything, John takes up and becomes a leader of the Saviors in the Sanctuary. Now, there were times where he wanted to attack Rick, but actually it was Negan who talked John down, saying, do you really want to go back to this? Do you really want to go back to the way you were? Go home now. And John went home. They started a new life, basically.
An awesome scene that played out in the comics. And if we still had Rick, if we still had Andrew Lincoln in the show, I think they probably would have given that to Simon.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
Yeah, it's like Simon is running the Sanctuary, running the
but then again, Simon wouldn't back down.
Simon would.
He was not the type of person to back down.
Not unless they did some type of redemption for Simon, like they're kind of doing with Negan. Would Simon do that? I really don't think he would.
Hell no.
I think he would have gotten the remaining of the Saviors, built up some more forces, and then come back to attack.
He was cold. He was calculated. And it's just the type of villain that you want sticking around. I could have saw him not overtaking Negan, but Negan continuing his redemption arc while Simon was building up power.
Now, do you think it would have worked if they would have done another battle with the Saviors? Like if they would have had Simon take the Saviors, like he would have taken the remainder of the Saviors that were left and build up more forces, do you think the show would have done well with doing like another all-out war?
Yeah, I think it was just recycling it, and I probably wouldn't have wanted to see that. But if you would have made Negan be more ruthless or Simon be more ruthless than Negan, it could have worked.
Yeah, could have worked. It would have been cool though to see like a poster of like Simon and Negan like going battle head to head or something like that, or Negan and Rick together against him or something. That would have been sick, dude. That would have been cool.
I mean, we thought there would be a bigger fight between Simon and Negan when they were doing that storyline, that arc, and I'm totally underused.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So let us know what you think of this list. Let us know if you agree with this. We may have to do another list of some other characters that we can think of to kind of go down this kind of same route of who was underused, who was overstayed their welcome. So we'll get together and we'll talk about that. I think we'll come up with our own another top 10 and go through that list with you guys. Let us know in the comments of who we should talk about as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe, smash the like button, and we'll see you next time. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.